Hi, I'm Sally, and I'm the owner of Seed to Green, and I'm here today with my friend Virginia, and we're going to introduce you to sprouting, microgreening, and wheatgrass. We're going to do sprouting because it's the easiest, fastest way to get that good nutrition in you. The simplicity of sprouting is because it's done with water, a jar, and a screen. Take some sprouting seeds. I've picked a broccoli blend, and you can sprout basically any seed. Okay. So we're just going to take a couple of tablespoons, and as you get going with this, you'll decide how much you want to grow. Do you need a bigger jar, smaller jar? All those things become, how often you want to do it. I usually have about 5 jars going at once of different ones. Take your jar of broccoli seeds, okay? And we're gonna cover them with water.
Okay, this is getting easier.
It's gonna be easy. Trust me, Virginia, you're gonna love it. So we're just gonna put enough water to get them filled, okay? Let it sit for 8 to 12 hours.
Okay.
Gonna be soaking in this water. Have a good sleep.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning. You're gonna take that and you're going to, I don't have access to my sink right here, so you're gonna take that water, pour it out into your sink, okay? And you're gonna rinse them.
Okay.
So you want to rinse them twice a day, okay? So every morning and every night, you're going to take your seeds, you're going to rinse them, you're going to take the water out. So then you're going to take a little tray, and you're going to take your seeds, and you're going to set it like that.
Okay.
That's it. You're done, Virginia. So
where's the gardening?
that is the gardening. And in 4 to 5 days, this is what it's going to start looking like.
Really?
Yeah, so this is day 5 of a sprout. This probably cost you $2, if that, for the seeds in here. And I'm just gonna pull these out. I'm gonna show you how many seeds. Now, in the grocery store, that's probably how much you get.
In your container?
Yeah, for $3, $4, $5.
Right.
This is what you're getting, that you've grown yourself. You know it's fresh.
Right.
It's really healthy.
And it's pretty.
And that is your sprouts that you have grown. You would have to eat this amount of broccoli to get the nutrient and vitamin mineral content of this amount of broccoli sprouts. Just wanted to mention something that I use continuously, and that is kelp. One of the reasons I got into selling kelp is because in Ontario it's very difficult to find the product, and it's very difficult to find it fresh. On any coastal country, they use kelp regularly because it stimulates the growth. It's a wild stimulation. It's natural, and it really works incredibly. All you do with the kelp is you're going to take 1 teaspoon to 800 milliliters of water, which is this. You're going to pour that in there. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is what you're going to use on everything. The nutrition of kelp, I mean, we all know the iodine, it's so high in nutrition. You're getting that on top of what you're eating with the sprout.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between microgreens and sprouting is that sprouts are done in water, in a jar, as you saw. Microgreens are done in earth. I'm going to take any size container, anything that has some holes in the bottom. So I've just taken this small container to show you today. I've poked some holes in the bottom of it, and that's going to be my base. What we're going to do is take a little bit of earth. Now this is germinating soil. It's organic, of course. This is germinating soil, which is very airy.
Do you sell this too?
I do sell
Perfect.
it, yes. And it's for microgreens, it's a necessity. And then we're just going to add a little bit of water to the soil just to get it soaking. So there's your soil. Pretty basic. Just squish it down. It's nice and wet. When you microgreen, it really accentuates the flavor. It's kind of mind-boggling, fabulous. Yeah. Sprinkle them on top of there, and they will like to be touching each other. So,
like more than that?
Yeah, way more than that. Yeah, yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Don't screw this up?
No, you can't screw it up. You're good. So just going to put a lot, and I'll just show everybody out here how much you're putting on. So we're just going to put a little tiny bit more around the edges there. So they really like to be touching because, again, you're intensely growing. So the dry seeds are just sitting on top of the soil. You don't need to soak them. You don't need to do anything with them. Spray it so they're nice and wet. Okay?
Okay.
So all that's left is you're going to try and trick those baby seeds into thinking they're under the ground. And how you do that is we're going to darken it. So there you go. Twice a day, you're going to open up your little lid and you're going to give them another spray, put the lid back, and in a couple of days, you're going to look in there and there's going to be a little growth. In about 3 days, you're going to get about this much growth, and you'll notice that there's a little baby fuzz on it. It's not mold. A lot of people have thrown their microgreens away. There's a little baby fuzz that goes away.
Okay.
And then in 3 days, 3.5 days, your growth will be about maybe almost an inch high. You're going to take off your lid, and then you're just going to let them grow. And then in 5 to 7 days, depending on the seed, you're going to have a microgreen.
Wow.
Just like that. And here's another one here to
So
show you.
every day you're just spraying them.
That's it. On day 5 to 7, whichever it is, you're going to take those microgreens. You're going to take a pair of scissors, and you're just going to go down to the bottom here, and you're going to clip your microgreen. You cut this whole tray down, put it in your fridge, and again, it will last in the fridge, depending on the microgreen, but at least a week for sure. And then this, if you get really good at it, it will grow again. I'm just going to quickly show you how to grow a bigger seed, microgreen. I'm just going to grab this to show you what it is that we're going to be doing. So this is called a pea tendril, and I'm not sure if the camera can see that, but if you can see in there, you'll see that it's just a ton of peas sitting on top of the earth. What we have here is a tray with the holes in it.
Right.
Okay. We have a tray to hold the water if it drips through. This can always also be used as a germinator if you want to.
Yep.
So that's going in there, and then we're going to put about 1.5 inches of soil on the bottom. Yeah, we're just going to spread it around a little bit. Yeah, just throw a little bit more in there. There, I think that's good. That's all you need. And so you're just going to press down that soil.
Like just
firm? Just press it down so that seeds are going to sit on the soil evenly is really what you want. Perfect. Okay.
I could totally do that.
Sure. Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, just like that. We'll spread them out a bit. Try and get around the edges so that you get a full
tray.
Yeah. So there's your peas. That's how many you're putting in there. Even that all out nicely. And so then you're just going to water that down like this. I always spray them with kelp at the end just to give them that added little boost. So there's your peas. They're nice and wet. We're going to do the same thing we did with the microgreens.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick a lid on it. This time we're going to do it this way. We're going to make it dark, but we're going to do this. And the reason we do this is because with the bigger seeds, if we weight it down, and I just use these little ceramic things, if you weight it down this way, the seeds have to work really hard to make their roots. So they're going to be really strong and they're going to grow nice and straight and up. You don't need to do this part, but I always do. Twice a day, you're going to take off your lid. You're going to keep them nice and moist and watered. Make sure that there's no water sitting in your bottom tray. That's the main thing, because you don't want it to rot. This is what wheatgrass looks like. Now the thing with wheatgrass that's different than the sprouting of the microgreens is wheatgrass has got to be juiced. And it needs to be juiced in a juicer that presses it.
Right.
So it's a little more specific. And so you're going to, for preventative reasons, you would probably drink 1 ounce of it a day. So here's our wheatgrass kit, basically. Here's some wheatgrass seeds we have. And so for a tray like this, one of these trays of wheatgrass that I showed you, that would be 1 week
Okay.
of 1 ounce a day. 1.5 cups, basically, of wheatgrass seeds. And again, these wheatgrass seeds, this is red hard winter wheat, and it's of extremely high quality, these seeds, which is very important when you're juicing. So you're going to take 1.5 cups. Pour some water in there,
Okay.
because you're gonna,
Whoops.
that's okay. That's okay. And just, give it quite a bit because they will expand a bit.
Right.
Okay, that's
good?
good. Sure. Yeah, that looks great.
Okay.
So then you're going to put the screen back on, your lid back on. So after this has sat and soaked for 8 to 12 hours, you're going to, again, get up,
And
rinse it out, rinse them out with water twice a day, and you're going to start the sprouting process. So I just get a bowl for this. I'll just move this for now so you can see this. So we're going to sprout our wheatgrass seeds. We're going to stick them in there. We're going to rinse them in the morning. We're going to rinse them at night, like the sprouts. And then on day 3, your wheatgrass seeds are going to look like this. And I'm just going to see if we can get a bit of a close-up so that people can see at what stage those are. You can see just on the end of every little seed, there's just the tiniest little sprout that's come out. Fill that up.
So like 1.5 inches.
Yeah, at least 1.5 inches. The roots of wheatgrass are pretty strong and thick, so you want to make sure you have a good amount of soil in there. And it's just sprinkling, and they are pretty tight to each other. I mean, as you see, this is the 1.5 cups in here that I used. You don't want it to be too humid for them. You don't want to get any mold on the bottom because they are, as you can see here, they are very, very intense. So you want a fan in the room. And basically that's it. They don't need a lot of light. They don't want a lot of light. They just really grow like grass under the tree. This would be adequate here. And then we give it a really good watering. Just like the the peas, we're going to water it twice a day.
Okay.
You're going to see in about 3 days, 3 days, you're going to have white. They'll be very white. They'll be about this long, and they will begin to push this up. You take that off, and then you're just going to grow them. So in 10 to 12 days, you're going to have your wheatgrass. And again, what you're going to do is you're just going to take your wheatgrass, you're going to cut it, and then you're going to put it in a bag in the fridge, and then you'll take out your 50 grams or 1 ounce of
for juicing.
Yeah, for juicing every day. And you can put that in your smoothie or just juice an ounce of it. You start the process and you have any questions, any problems, Virginia, including you.
Yeah, thanks.
Just call me up. I'd rather you call me up and ask the question
Right.
than to be dissatisfied with growing, so.
That's great. It's a fun new adventure.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.